This is George here, making a quick little video about my mad torque. Very new to the crawling RC, so I figured I started with a budget-friendly crawler. That's why I purchased the mad torque, and so far I like it. I've never used some of the high-end ones, but like I said, just for the weekend, kind of bash around, crawl some stuff. This seems to get the job done. I did a couple mods. Maybe some of you guys have seen these, maybe not. But yeah, I'm going to show you in the videos a couple things I did. First off, I started by getting rid of that the old crawler body. This one, the regular typical green one. One with the F250 Super Duty body. Kind of sprayed it, put the decals in. Then I made this homemade basket out of 1/8 inch steel rod, just kind of cut, tacked, and then I used the metal, the lining for the basket. So then I had it sprayed. Came out pretty good. Only cost me a couple bucks to build. But yeah, this is the truck right here. And some of the mods I've done to this thing. Take off the shell here. I started by doing a waterproofing. I got this little Tupperware here. Actually, I got a local 99-cent store. I've seen some guys do it. So far, it's worked out pretty good. Put my electronics inside. Got my on-off switch, speed control, my receiver. Then I just drilled a couple holes to the sides. Hot glued them shut. See the one right here for the battery. And yeah, just put the lid on. I've gone to some pretty deep water. So far, so good. And there's no issue with overheating either. I ran this thing about 30 minutes non-stop. Gets a little warm, but nothing to worry about. So not having a vent on the cap, it's not a big deal. Also, what I've done on this, on the tires, I drilled a couple holes. That way you can let the air out. These things, they seal pretty good since they're bead locks. So, it wouldn't let out any air. So I drilled a couple holes, and then on the foam, I made a star cuts. That way, get some good, that we can get them to collapse pretty good, get a little more bite. Then when I was trail rigging, I ended up breaking a knuckle. Seems to be one of the weak points here. So I went online on eBay, and I got these green aluminum knuckles. And those are actually, they're off of Axio, AX10, and they fit right up. And they were about 16 bucks, so not bad for an upgrade right there. A lot stronger than the factory ones. Then I got a high torque servo. It's got about 250 ounces of torque. And then I got the aluminum horn. Beef up the front end a bit. That way, we don't strip or break any horns. Then I also made some homemade skid plates. Right here I had some sheet metal lying around. And then I ended up cutting it, both for front and bottom. That way you can save the motors a bit, get them out of the way of rocks. You can see they're all scratched up. They seem to be doing their job. Yeah, all I did was bend the plate, kind of cut on the back of the motor. I ended up just bending the plate, kind of hooking it. It's a little loose, but the whole plate stays in place. That way I didn't have to zip tie it or glue it or anything like that. It's just kind of bent into place. Did the same with the rear. Kind of bent it into place. You can see the hook right here. On the back and the front, I just hooked it over the diff. So it works out pretty good. Like I said, you can see all the scuffs, so it's doing its job. One of the other upgrades I did was I did rear wheel steering. You can see the setup here. Got my servo. This is a Tower Pro MG995 servo that I got on eBay also. Works really good. I ended up using some liquid electrical tape and I put it on the seams just in case. I also did that with the front. And then, yeah, keep the water out. You never know. So I got that set up in there. And then the linkage, you can buy the linkage on Nitro RCX, but last time I checked it was on back order, or they were out of stock. So I ended up using threaded rod from Home Depot right here. And I got these, the rod ends are from Traxxas, kind of like a slash. I ended up using that right there. And then same thing for up here on the servo. I originally had a servo reverser harness, so I had the servo, running the front end. But my harness ended up taking it took a dump and started getting all squiggly and started doing funny things. So I ended up just flipping the servo, made this linkage. I ended up welding it right here, kind of give it a little drop so the angle's not too crazy, and that way it gives me also clearance for my body when it twists. And it seems to work fine. I took it out today and I did a good job. I'm not too crazy about the angle of the servo right here, but it'll work for the time being while I come up with another setup. Let me see what else we got here. Yeah, and then I got my show you guys my all-wheel steering. So it works pretty good. I cannot complain. There's a rear servo. So, and I also put wheel weights inside. Keep the 3 ounces on each tire. Kind of keep the front end down. I put about 3 ounces also in the rear. I think it might be too much. Just haven't got around taking them out, taking some of the weight out. I also bought for the battery right here, I bought extenders, the same ones in the post for the body. Kind of stretched it out. That way I can take this plate off and I can actually use a 7-cell since this thing came with a 6-cell. I can use 7-cell and it'll fit right in there. You can clip it in, hold it up just in case I need more battery power. And I think that's about it. So far, that's all the mods I got. Still working on some more. Hopefully some of these will help you guys out if you guys have a mad torque. I know a lot of people don't really like them, but like I said, for the money, you can't beat it. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching.